Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to implement JWT tokens onto a React application with Redux. So to get started, what are JWT tokens? So JSON Web Tokens, they are used to identify users and authorize them. So basically when you're logging into an application, the use of JWT tokens allows the application to verify and authenticate users, so as to prevent users from needing to verify themselves again. So today we're going to be talking about two kinds of JWT tokens. So you get access tokens and ID tokens. But for the most part, we're going to be focusing on access tokens because ID tokens focuses mainly on global issues such as OpenID. But today we're going to be using just access tokens. So access tokens are what they are used to do is they are used to verify user upon login. So when a user is logged in, access tokens are given to the user to prevent them from having to log in again. So if the user closes that tab or if the user closes that application, the next time the user visits that page, access tokens are used to get the user's information without needing to ask them again. So to get started let's get started. This is a simple React Redux application. So as you can see, it's just a simple application. A username, password and login and a basic logout. So I've implemented my application. So you guys, I'm guessing you guys have your application loaded. So let me just show you how it works. So basically it's just a simple text and password. So when a user clicks on login, this is sent as props. These are sent as props and these are actually sent to the backend. So I'm running my backend locally. So in my backend I have two methods. I have the create user method and I have the create session method. So when I create a new user, an access token and an ID token is returned. And after I create a user, I can log in using that user and a new session will be created. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is in your backend, you're going to just need one library apart from your Redux and React and etc. So that library is JSON Web Tokens. So go ahead and hit npm install JSON Web Tokens. So let me just show you. This is it, npm install JSON Web Token. So I've already installed it on my PC. So just go ahead and install that. After you install that, you're going to have to create functions for your access tokens and ID tokens. So today we're not going to be focusing on ID tokens because that's not necessary. So access tokens are what is most important. So I'm guessing you have your backend set up along with your functions to get the user details. So first of all, import the JWT from JSON Web Token and then create a method. Create a method to create an access token. So what you're going to do within that, so we're going to be calling this method just before we pass the result back to the front end. So this is the result we're going to pass to the front end, the ID token and the access token. So both of these will be accessed by the front end over here. So these will be accessed by the front end. As you can see, user is returned and user.id token.access token. And this will be stored in the local storage. So local storage is like a storage which runs for the session at that time while the program is running. So in the front end, create your method. And within that method, you're going to have to give a couple of variables. So the authentication and the issuer. In my case, the issuers have been defined inside config. But you can also give this your own. For example, your name or your URL, etc. And you're going to have to give it an expiry date. So the expiry date is a particular time for which the JSON Web Token will be valid. So after that time, the JSON Web Token dies out and you're going to have to generate a new token. So create an expiry token and these are, these aren't necessary, but you can add them in the scope and the sub. And then you're going to have to create a unique identifier for the token. So again, this is a method for creating a unique identifier, so which goes through and you have to give it a specific length and it creates a unique identifier for the JSON Web Token. So this is practically just it. So you create the JSON access web token along with the unique identifier, and I'm guessing you've done all your validation. So this is like a mini database. So just a username and password telex already exists, but I'll also show you how to create a new user. So this thing gets a new user. It allows you to create a new user, and after the validation, this result is pushed back. This result is pushed back in the sense after it has been added to a new profile has been created. This result is sent back to the front end so that the access token can be saved. So again, the create access token, the methods that you have defined over here, and ID token, again, you don't need that for this, but you can use that, and that is defined at the top as well over here along with the expiry. So once you've done this, and the same thing happens for a new session create as well. So that's how it works. So again, this is taken from the front end, and the access token is stored in the local storage. So local storage, again, you're gonna have to import that and allow it to save the access token. So let me just show you guys how this works. So basically, let me show you how telex are. Again, this is a predefined user, telex are. And if I just click login, nothing much, it's just log out. So I'm going to show you guys in Postman how everything is implemented. So if I go ahead and click on Postman, and this is my URL to create a new user, /users, and I have three inputs for that, 3 forms of data, and the username, password, and just an extra. So if I go ahead, and this is my defined URL, so for you guys it'll be different. So I'm just going to go ahead and click send, and I should get a result back. So again, I get an ID token and an access token back. So the access token will be used to verify the user and prevent him from logging in again if they are using it from the same machine. So again, you see this is /users. So I've created a new user, 1, 2, password and username 1, 2. So let me just check if let me just create a new session. So sessions /create yep, and I won't be needing this. So this is just an example to show you guys how the access token works. So if I create a new session, I should get an access token back. Yes, I get an access token as well as an ID token back. So basically the main use of this access token is to verify user. So let me just show you. Now, for example, if I reload this application, nothing happens. It goes back to the username and password. But what I want to do is after a user logs in and they log out and they log in again, when a user logs out, I want to make it that, when a user logs in and when they refresh the page or they close the tab or they revisit the website, I want it to be so that the user does not need to log in again, so that their details are already saved inside. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I did create a new user, but I'm going to go ahead and log in with a predefined telex. So as you saw first, when I refreshed or when I closed the tab, it went back to the logout screen. So now when I log in, voila, I'm inside. And now when I refresh, I should go back to this page without being redirected back to the login page. This is because JSON and access token has been set for this user. So if I refresh, yes, I should go back here, because now what this means is that the user is logged in, and even if I refresh the page or even if I close and run a new localhost, I should, yes, go straight inside without having to verify myself again. So that is all for JSON Web Tokens today. So you're going to have to create a JSON Web Token from the back end and send it to the front end. So, and this is taken from the local storage again, and it is stored inside the local storage so that when the user refreshes or redirects back to the page, the JSON Web Token is loaded again. So again, in the backend, all you have to do is import the JSON Web Token library and create a simple token for it. And that is all for today. So I will see you guys in the next tutorial.